April 8th, 2018, he went missing. I got the phone call, but I had, for weeks I had been feeling something wasn't right with him. The people he was hanging around with had always caused me great concern. He was a good guy. He was an electrician on his way to a fantastic life. He was 23 on the 8th. He would have been 24 on the 27th. I know in my heart he's gone because they found his car. They found it dropped off. They found it dumped. It sat there for a week after the bolo went out on him and his car with the windows down. And to this day, I think last month they just did fingerprints on his car. I've asked if they did luminol, and I was told another police department did it, and then I was told they were gonna do it, and to this day his carpet is still in his car, and it's still sitting at the police station. I too do not want to bash the police at all. I know they have a hard job, one that I don't want, and I'm very appreciative for what they do, but you might know where I'm from because it was just on the news. It was the big sex sting down in Florida. That made the news. What doesn't make the news is that my son was the 5th person to be reported missing in our area. The 3 of them ended up in water, the first 3. Susan Tomasi is still missing, and Brandon Gilley is still missing. There has been no news on my son going missing. There has been no press conferences. There's been no word from the sheriff's department. Susie Tomasi's family was a little bit luckier. There was 3 press conferences. So unfortunately, not every case is treated the same, no matter how much you love him. When I arrived, I was in Maine when I got the phone call. Brandon was going to join me in 12 weeks after he got off probation. He got in a little bit of trouble, but I was very proud of the fact that he manned up and took care of his problems, and he had 12 weeks left in a 3-year, very serious probation. He didn't make it to Maine, and he's not coming to Maine anytime soon, or maybe he's already there with me, I don't know. I was given his driver's license by his roommates when I arrived. His driver's license, his birth certificate, all of his clothes, everything. They said they thought I might want it. How they had it, I don't know. It took months for them for the police to interview the people that I had in question the day that I found out he was missing. He went missing in April. 5 months later, the person that I suspected went and asked the police to talk to them. Since then, I call on the squeaky wheel. I feel guilty sometimes for doing that. I feel guilty for not thinking they're doing a job. I myself worked in public service as a criminal defense investigator, intern with the public defender's office, so I know firsthand my police department by their reports, by some of the things that they've done. I've had to do this alone. Everybody's right. When it comes to something like this happens, nobody wants to know you, nobody wants to talk to you, nobody wants to hear their name, and I had, thank God Q came into it. They cared right off the bat when nobody else did. It took me 10 days to get my son listed as missing. It took me 21 days to get the paperwork I needed to get Q to help me. And I've still been fighting to this day to get stuff done. Off of Monica's site, it's over 7.5 plane full of people that get taken every day. If 7.5 planes were falling out of the sky with people, I think everybody would take a listen. But for some reason, this goes in the back burner. And I'm hoping that Monica's vision of making people missing nationwide, where it's one spot, not different, all different jurisdictions that don't know what the other jurisdiction's doing, and it's just, it makes it extra hard. They had a video of my son's car being dropped off right off the beginning, but it was until November until I pushed and had them. They told me they sent it to the FBI, but to this day, I still don't know if they did. They told me if the FBI couldn't fix it or clear it up, that they would send it to Nassau, which it hasn't gone to Nassau. Wow, there's so much I could say. There's so much I wanted to say. I wanted to prepare, but there was nothing that could prepare me for today. There's nothing that could prepare me for a year ago when my son went missing. I can only pray that somebody will see this case, will understand that Indian River County in Florida has a problem, and I pray the FBI gets involved. I tried to call the FBI. They said they don't get involved unless the police station asks for their help. And I'm like, well, there's so many people missing in our area, and they're not found, and people are in the water, and it's no foul play, and I just am really praying that somebody somewhere can help. And if they can't, I've learned to do a lot of things by myself. I'm not going to stop. If I can't, I had to leave Florida because they said I was interfering with the investigation, because I was doing interviews with his friends and with his people, and they weren't. And to this day, a lot of people haven't been talked to. There is things moving in the case. Hopefully, I will one day have closure. God bless the people that have stayed here that have 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. This is Dory Myers. She went missing in Florida in the same area that I live 14 years ago now it is. And her family still doesn't hear anything. I try not to make the cops mad, but it's my son, and I'm not going to wait 13 years to know nothing. I just can't. And if I can't stay in Florida and help my son, I am going to help other people find their children. The past couple months, I started a new job. I'm working with mental health. I'm a mental health support specialist. I've gotten certified in that. I got certified in first aid. I got certified in MANT. And I just, every day is like 1,000 years. And every minute that he's gone and that you don't know, it's horrible. It's a nightmare. And it's one that you walk alone. And gratefully, Q walks with you. And of course I have my God, who he never gets tired of hearing about Brandon or how bad it hurts that he's gone, or the plans that we had or the plans that he had. His cell phone hasn't been checked. This is almost a year later, and I'm still asking the detective, why haven't you gone into his Facebook? Why haven't you looked at his social media? I guarantee if you look there, you're going to know who the players are, because I know who the players are. I don't know exactly which one did it, but I know who the players are. And even if they get away with it, they won't get away with it, because, there is a God, and his justice is always guaranteed. He was on the missing site, FDLE missing site, when this first happened. approximately a month after that, my daughter was looking and he was no longer on that site. So she called and they gave her a private eye, which was pretty nice. Until I found out his name, and he happened to be an ex-police officer from the town that I lived in. And in 2006, I had somebody put 42 bags of cocaine under my car, trying to put me in prison. Nothing ever came of that. I turned it in. But this officer, this PI, was one of those people. I did not feel comfortable doing it, but my daughter and I were fighting. She was like, you don't want to find him, you don't want to this. Families do get ripped apart. Hopefully you can pull it back together somehow. But against my better wishes, I let the guy have the case. Q came and searched for Brandon. Is it January? In January, you guys came, thank you so much. I wish I could have been there. But after that search, I had asked this particular PI for the drone footage. I didn't get it. I asked him to secure a tape that my son was seen at Walmart and a police officer was seen following him in and following him out. I didn't get that either. About 2 weeks ago, I spoke with him and asked him if he had gotten anything new in the case, and he said no. And he said a couple other things, and I said, you know what, you're fired. And he goes, Tammy, he goes, did you not read your email I sent you today? And I said, well, no, I haven't. He goes, well, I quit. With no explanation, no reason, he just quit. So here I am thinking the conspiracy theory again, you know, well, what did you do? Did you find my boy during that footage? Did you get rid of him? Did they get rid of him all the way? Is he still there? Where is he? And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'm not gonna ever stop. I wish I could help the police. I wish they would let me help. I wish I wasn't so tough on their egos. Because it has nothing. I have nothing. No ego, no pride. All that died with my son. He's a great guy. First person to be there if you needed help. First person to tell you you screwed up. He'll tell you, but he also had a key to help you out. He wasn't real soft around the edges, but he was a good guy, you know, and he took pride in his work and everything. Every day for the rest of my life, I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to live without him. And it's hard. Some days I drown. Other days I still drown, but I have a smile on my face for other people. It helps a lot to help other people doing the job that I'm doing right now. A friend of mine, I don't want to take up too much more time, but a friend of mine took my words, because there's not many friends that talk to you after this. They don't know what to say, and don't be mad at them. Don't be angry at people that can't handle it, because they can't handle it. Unfortunately, I have no choice. I have to handle it. But there's an F word in here, but I'll leave it out. I guess you guys can figure it out. Brandon, there's an empty chair at the table as I light the candles to share. My memories of you, like a fable, become fixed in my mind as a prayer. Your smiling face is nowhere, yet everywhere I turn. I feel that you are somewhere as my arms for you still yearn. The grayness that surrounds me is like dust within a storm. Today I feel desperately lonely. Without you, I'm still trying to learn. I hear often you have to let go now. Tell me exactly what does that mean? As I still struggle to understand how, when getting over you, feels so obscene. Does anyone know what it feels like to be hit by a proverbial truck, where no one stops to listen and they really don't give up, except for Q. Q is awesome. So let me just enlighten for those brave enough to care. My beautiful baby was taken by evil hands in the dark on a dare. His life one night was snuffed out like a candle caught in the rain. So excuse me when I rant and shout, but as a mother I feel so much pain. I pray that you will never have to endure sorrow, the sorrow that rips at my heart. For each day's darkness and longing is invisible. Brandon remains in the dark.